Welcome back to our podcast series on female empowerment with artists from Vermilion Records. Make sure to check out our other podcasts, which can be found on any of Vermilion Records socials. Enjoy! Hey guys, it's Sarah here again with the Vermilion podcast series for female empowerment. I'm here with JAAMY today. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Thanks for doing the interview to start off with.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, how have you been keeping yourself busy during this time? Tell me what you've been up to.
Well, I've been keeping occupied by doing stuff that I didn't really do much before this whole situation came about. I'm exercising more, cleaning more, even though my mom doesn't really think I am, but I am.
But you are.
Yeah, I am. And honestly, so out of character for me, but I'd have moments where I'm just sitting on the patio and just sitting there and staying still and quiet and just I guess taking in my surroundings and stuff, because during this time I'll be piled on with a lot of assessments, so I'm always thinking about what I need to do and what I need to do after. So my mind was always as busy as my surrounding as my surroundings. But in terms of music, I do feel like I've been able to create more songs lately. And I guess creating ideas where I don't really delve into, which is again really out of character for me. So in some way, this lockdown is sort of eye-opening, even though it's sort of
get what you mean.
a curse.
I get what you mean. I'm the exact same. I feel like my life is so busy. It's always on, and you are all you can think about is what you're doing in the next hour. And I feel like I have so much spare time. I have been able to sit still and just appreciate it and do things that I haven't done in a really long time. So it's sort of
for sure.
Yeah. And I see you've been uploading some covers to Instagram, which is really nice. Is that something you usually do, or is it just come about in the last 4 weeks?
Actually, it's always been my thing whenever I have free time or whenever I feel bored or just to pass the time. I'll be okay, let's just do a song cover and just get it out of the way and just let people know, oh wait, I sing. Not just post, but I do sing. But just a reminder. Oh my god, that's so narcissistic, but it's fun. It's
no, that's great. Do you have a hard time choosing the covers, or do you just have a song stuck in your head and you're I have to get this out somewhere?
It's a bit of both. I'll have a song stuck in my head, or I have a really hard time choosing a song that I should definitely cover this. But
that's great. So how involved have you been in the music world since the whole restrictions have been in place? Do you find that it's harder to make more music because are you feeling more unmotivated about releasing things, or do you think it's a bit easier? How involved are you in it at the moment?
It's sort of just a mix of both. There are some days where I'm super motivated to be okay, I'll just write the song in one day. And then there are some days where I'm just I'll start on something and then I just stop halfway because I'm I can't think of anything. But it's a mix of both, I guess.
Yeah. So do you feel like it's harder to release music at this moment because how unstable everything is, or are you finding that it's a good opportunity to do so?
It's a mix of both, I think. Just when I actually do have access to the studios, that means I'll create more and stuff. And since my home isn't really built for music making, but I'm trying to. So I'm I have one quarter of things that I need to actually get more things going. But I feel it's a mix of both.
So in the last month or so, I believe you've been releasing some music on SoundCloud. Does this mean that we can expect an EP from you anytime soon?
Hopefully. Specifically before this year ends.
Yeah.
Because it's been one of my main goals to put out something that's created by me.
Yeah.
And it's something that's really personal and that I hold dear to. And like, you know, I'd love to like show it to like everyone and stuff. So yes, hopefully I'll be releasing something soon.
Is it hard to like, you know, when you write one song, it could be years ago. Is it hard to sort of want to release an EP when you feel like you're constantly growing from your music, or is that sort of something you don't really feel as much?
I think it's like something I don't really feel as much. I think it's like a nice way to kind of like look back to and like see how far I've grown. Yeah. I think like as much as like I know sometimes or like most of the time it's thought to be like of a negative connotation, but as much as possible I try to look at it in a positive light, just so I'm just like, well, okay, well that's kind of crazy how far I've grown from like there to here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
In a way, it's sort of like a record of the timeline of the teens and being able to look back at everything you went through, which is in a way, like really nice. It's sort of like keeping a journal, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Do you ever look back on your old songs and go relive an experience that you did have?
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of like like a time capsule when I go back to the songs that I've written like ages ago. And I'm just like, yo, like this has a memory attached to it. This has like some sort of like significance attached to it. I'm like,
yeah,
like I instantly feel like I'm, exactly what you said, reliving it. And I feel like I'm actually in that moment that I wrote it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really, really beautiful. That's really nice. Yeah. Is it hard? Like, are you finding it hard to get things recorded for an EP? Like, are you finding the process hard with trying to get things mixed and mastered to the way that you want them?
Yeah, sorta.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying as much as possible to do a lot of things myself, just so I'm like sufficient in all areas in terms of like creating a work of art, hopefully, like a piece. So yeah, it's a bit hard, but I'm learning and growing and like, you know, just trying to make myself as comfortable as possible with like this process and stuff. So yeah.
No, that's really nice. It's good to like, I guess, teach yourself new skills in your profession so that you know you don't have to go and pay heaps of people for things that you do yourself. Which I know music is such an expensive career, especially at the start when you know you're not really gaining a lot of money from it, but you have to spend a ton of money to get the ball rolling. So you know that is a real struggle for a lot of musicians. Yes. So is it hard to stay positive about the industry at this time, like with the restrictions with gigging and all that sort of stuff? Is it hard to stay positive about your work and everything like that?
Sort of, you know, because I feel like getting gigs is sort of like the base level to actually getting your name out there. And since it's kind of being on pause at the moment, it's a bit hard.
Yeah.
But then we have like social media to sort of be the alternative. And I know a lot of artists are like using that platform to have an audience, to garner like an audience, like in, you know, just because like gigs aren't really like there anymore. So it's like a mix of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I'm full more into the like, oh, it's kind of really sad because I really wanted to do more gigs this year and stuff, and like actually make a name of myself out there and stuff. So
yeah, that's okay. Like, and I know that you know you're not the only one that's feeling that. I know
for sure.
that have had to cancel a lot of their first shows, which is really sad. Have you had to cancel any, or is it? Are you lucky that you haven't booked anything yet?
I had to cancel one, and like, it was like, it was going to be my first one for this year.
Yeah.
Like a big one, but that's okay. There's always the next time, and you know, and hopefully it'll be bigger and better than like whatever is happening now.
100%. And like one thing that we've had to remember is that, you know, there are going to be so many events when this is all over because everyone's going to want to get out of their house. So if anything, it'll make even more of an impact because people are going to be searching for that. So, you know, I guess that's a bit of a positive in a way. Yeah. Oh, good on you for staying strong through it. But what are some of the other like biggest struggles that you've faced being a musician so far? Like even going back to the start of your career, what have you had any really big, you know, struggles or issues that have shown throughout the past couple of years?
I guess since like I'm pretty new to the scene, I feel that when it comes to like new artists, new people, there's not a lot of like support, and it's purely because I'm not like well known. So it's a bit difficult to like get my name out there. And I don't know if like maybe this is sort of an insecurity, more like a worry. But since, you know, I'm Filipino and I'm part of like the minority when it comes to this whole shebang to the industry, I worry since like I'm Asian, there would be people with like prejudice and questioning my ability since I'm not really of this standard and stuff. But you know, over the past couple of years, I've been seeing like huge improvements when it comes to like diversity in the industry. So that kind of like makes me like a lot better to know that at least I'll get like a chance to show like the world what I'm made of, like no matter how cliche that sounds. But
No, and I think that is like a really real issue for a lot of people. And you know, it is like you constantly hear stories about it, and there is like a certain degree of prejudice, as you were saying, in the industry. And especially like the higher you go through the ranks, there's a lot of those people that are looking for that cookie cutter person. And it does like, you know, cast a bit of a shadow of doubt. But do you like, how do you think that's changed you as an artist?
It's maybe, I think the most obvious answer I'd have to say is that I feel like it's made me more stronger and more resilient to whatever is going to be thrown at me in the future in terms of like the industry and stuff. Like just knowing that like, oh, you know, it's not an easy path. You're going to go through some obstacles and stuff. There's going to be people betraying you, or there's going to be the people that are going to be supporting you. But I just have to make sure that I need to keep my head up, be really strong, be assertive if I need to. Just, you know, just make sure that I have like the power and stuff. Like, and not in like negatively, like not like not in a negative way, but to make sure that, you know, I am in control of like what I want to do. And I will be the one to make myself go to the top, you know, that sort of just like, I want to, you know, woman.
No, I really like that. Do you think it's harder because you are such like, you know, a young female in the industry as opposed to a young male? Do you think that that makes the whole thing a little bit harder for you, or have you not really noticed?
You know what? Unfortunately, yeah, I think so. Like since I'm a young woman, it is a bit hard because the two topics that I can think of is that like when we see a young woman in the industry, unfortunately, and it's still like an ongoing issue, we care about the physicality and the authenticity of like these young women, which really sucks, and it shouldn't be like the main focus. And you know, and it's just really upsetting that we have to fit like a certain image, a certain standard to like get a name for ourselves and stuff, and that we're supposed to look appealing, easy on the eyes, and nice so that we can be validated as like a creative. And in saying that, our authenticity becomes an area of questioning, because if we don't work on our vanity, the way we present ourselves and our existence, we're just like an object. So
and you're right, like it's this big like the success of an artist, I guess a female artist, is so reliant on those things, like as you said, vanity and being a certain type of person that the industry wants. And do you think that that makes you question your authenticity a lot, like who you really want to be as an artist as opposed to what the industry wants you to be? Do you find you struggle between those two a lot?
Yeah, and you know, I shouldn't be, because I should be focusing on like what I can create and stuff, but like there are just certain ideas, certain talks that just get thrown around, and you're just like overwhelmed by all these things that people want to say, and you're just like, wait, am I really enough if I don't do this, don't do that?
Yeah.
And you know, it's really unfortunate, but I have to just kind of like keep on trying, like just kind of train myself to be like, you know, you are enough. And like also, like, to anyone who's watching this, you are enough, you are loved, and you are important.
Yeah.
And that, you know, you are like the masterpiece, you're the blueprint, like,
yes, absolutely,
you know.
No,
just
I love
like
it.
trying as much as possible to say these like positive affirmations. And
and I guess you're right, like you do have to, you know, no one as you said, there's not a lot of support as an early artist in the industry, so you have to really rely on yourself to give you that pep talk every day and to say, like, you know, who cares what they think about, go you can do it and build yourself up, because otherwise I guess you would fall apart really, really easily in such a competitive industry. But what advice would you give young artists who are like young female artists in particular who are starting off in the industry and who are finding the same thing?
Yeah, just keep your head up, girl, you know, and know that like that the way that our body and the way we carry ourselves should not be of the focus, because best believe that we can and will always deliver works of art. Like, people need, these young women in the industry need to know that we are the blueprint.
Yeah.
We create magic. We create pieces that have purposes, and overall, like, you know, we're creatives.
Yeah.
And we do be changing the world, and hopefully, you know, people will be able to see that and realize that we're not objects. We are human, and again, we are, you know, creatives, and just be like really powerful about it. Just like, I don't know, just look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? You are that. I'm not going to swear. You are that B word. You know, you are the queen. You are that bitch. Like,
love it.
You know,
100%. and you are so like, right. Yeah. And it's so, yeah. Do you think that like it is getting a little bit better for females over the last couple of years, or do you think it's still a very raw, real issue that, you know, it is going to be a while until it's good to go again?
You know, I think it's improving, but at the same time, it's still, as you said previously, like, it's still raw. It's still an issue among the women and stuff. But it's getting there. You know, we're getting there. We're like so close yet.
Yeah.
So much, but we are really getting to the point where we deserve to be, you know, just ourselves,
not
and stuff.
Judged
and
on stupid shit, like, you know.
For sure.
And I think it is like, it's not only music, but as we know, it is so many other industries that it is quite global. But you know, we'll get there. it'll
sure.
But yeah, do you have any female artists that you look up to that you think are breaking this barrier a little bit?
For sure. I feel like Lizzo,
Yeah.
she's been doing amazing so far. And it's not, and like another one that I want to name, she's not really an artist, but she's like an actress. Her name is Jamila Jamil. And she's like, oh my gosh, like the way that she just, like her energy and the way that she carries herself, like, I don't know, like, she just gives me hope and like, I don't know. It's just, she's like my role model and stuff.
That's great. I like it. Like when you see somebody carry themselves and somebody who's literally like become so successful in their field without conforming, it is pretty brilliant, you know, it is something that not everyone can do. So when you do find those people, you got to like stick with them and look up to them.
I do think so. Like I've heard stories of like these young women getting taken advantage of and stuff. Like they get promised, they like, people say promises to them and it's sort of like, but there's a catch to it, you know, like you got to do this, you got to do that in order to get to the thing that you want. And it's sort of just like, wait, hold on, like, wait a minute, since when? So yeah, I think there is, which really sucks.
Yeah, no, I agree. But do you think it's you know, do you think it is better within the Australian music industry as opposed to just say trying to break in the US, or do you think it's pretty consistent everywhere?
I think it's consistent everywhere. Like the way I see it like, I do feel like within the Australian music scene, it's a bit more, there's a bit more freedom. It's a bit more, I guess, how should I say? Like it's a bit more nicer, but there's still like a catch to it. It's still a bit, there's still something up, and you know, it's not white, but like
it's no, I agree. Do you think, have you tried, you said you're Filipino, have you like tried to break over in the Philippines, or do you think that you will just try and stick with breaking in Australia first?
I kind of want to dream big and just break out in Australia rather than the Philippines. And like, I think it's a bit harder in like to do it in my hometown or like where I was born, because I didn't live there as much, like as long as I should and stuff. So I've been living in Australia for like over 10 years compared to like in the Philippines. So I guess I sort of have, I think it's kind of like better to like break out here, but it's going to be a lot harder, I think. But yeah, I think I'd rather like it here and stuff, and hopefully go international.
Woo! Dream big. Let's do it. Do you think that and I guess in a way, like, you have grown up with the artists here, and during like, you know, all of your teens in the last 10 years have been in Australia, and like, been able to like grow with seeing all the like our commercial things and the radio stations and Triple J and everything. So do you think that's also influenced you in a way?
For sure, 100%.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, what can we expect next from JAAMY?
Well, a little birdie told me that there might be like a single coming out around the middle of the year. So yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Keep track. Definitely put me on your notifications, my baby girls. I'm just kidding. Oh, so narcissistic.
No. But, loud and clear. Everyone's got to turn on the notifications right now. Thank you. I want to hear it. No, it's good. So what is this single sort of about? Can I get an idea of the mood of it or anything like that?
Oh, she's very sultry. It's about like a powerful woman that wants to get what they want. Like, you know, she knows what she wants and she will get it no matter what.
Oh, good.
Sort of. So,
wow.
So, and I guess that's a bit of a love song, I guess, but it's a sultry. Yeah. I guess.
That's going straight in my playlist. I can't wait. That sounds so great. And you know what? When can we expect to see some gigs? Right after all this stuff is over, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. As soon as this is over, my ass is out there. It's gonna be standing, waiting in line. I'm like, oh, gigs, hello, here I come. Thank you very much. Hello.
That's so good. No, you've got to have that drive behind you. As soon as the gates open, everyone's going to be running out and you're going to be right at the front. So, yeah.
Hopefully.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
you. Everything.
What's going on? Tell me what feels wrong. Tell me we can work this out. It's okay, we can solve this, there's no doubt. Let me listen to you.